Hey, this is Rich over at TVP Live with another quick tips tutorials brought to you by Photoshop Elements Tutorials Group. And let's jump right in with today's poster. I want us to know how to fix this photo of the three young girls, and their faces are all squinting because the sunlight's right in their eyes, so they're not smiling and their eyes are all closed. Now the poster gave me alternate photos of the three girls. I'm just going to use one right here for example, and this is the example photo that she gave me. We're going to use this photo to fix her face. But before we do that, let's try the built-in version of Elements Tools, which is right here under Enhance. And right down here, there's a tool called Open Closed Eyes. So we're going to try that. As soon as I click on that, it's going to open up a box here that has these circles. And you can see this one's highlighted with blue. I can choose one or the other. I'm going to choose this one. So now we go over here to Computer, search for that photo here, and hit Open. And it brings in her photo right here to replace her face. What you do is you click on that photo and you hit OK and watch what happens. It opened up her eyes. The problem is that does not look very flattering. It's just not a very good version of the eyes that I want to put in it. So let's go ahead and hit Control Z to undo that and do our other version, which is the old school way. We're going to go ahead and grab this photo and let's go ahead and take a square. We're going to cut out her whole head, just a little bit more than just the face, because then we could dissolve it out. I'm going to right click and hit copy. Now if I turn off the back layer, you'll see what I'm left with is just her head. I'm going to go ahead and drag that with the left mouse button up into the tab of the project that I'm working on, bring it back down, let go, and that brings in just the head of that photo. Now you see it's obviously in a different size and a slightly different angle, but we can fix all that. So first I'm going to position the photo and size it properly to match this one. How do we do that? You match the eyes, the nose, and the mouth in the same place to get the size. How can we see them both at the same time? Well, you go up here to opacity and bring it down to about 50%. And now you can see both of them at the same time. Now we can grab the corner and make it smaller or bigger. So we do whatever it takes to match what's already there. So you see we're getting close. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. And basically, I think it wants me to make it a little bit smaller. And then we grab this little circle down here and we just turn it a little bit over so that it's the right angle as the other one. And that's looking pretty darn close. I'll hit the green X to close that and come up here and toggle the eyeball back and forth so I can see how close it is. And that's pretty darn close. Let's get rid of what we don't need anymore beyond the face. We're going to grab the eraser and we want something that's pretty big, a soft brush. Here's the brush. And here's the hard brushes here, and then they turn soft. But we want one a little bit smaller. Let's say about 27%. That's a little too small. We like this at about 65%. I'm going to start erasing the hairline like this from the new version, and then come down here to the edge of the face, and then come back up here and come around like that. Once we've gotten a complete circle around the whole face, let's get rid of what we don't need. I'm going to mute the bottom layer by turning the little eyeball off, and then take the top layer, our new layer, and bring this opacity from 51 all the way back up to 100. What we want to do is get rid of the stuff that we don't need by taking the polygon tool, and we can polygon all around in the middle here, making sure not to touch either side. I'll double click and that closes the little ants. And what I'm going to do is right click and hit select inverse. As soon as I hit delete, it'll delete everything that we don't want, leaving nothing but just the face. Now I can hold Control D to deselect. Let's turn the background back on and look what we got. It's almost right on. Now we can take this top layer and move it around a little bit till we're happy with the positioning. I like this right around here. That's looking pretty darn good. That's pretty believable. And something you might want to try sometimes is to make the opacity slightly opaque. I'm going to bring it all the way down. You're going to see the old face showing up. And I'm talking about slightly like 5%. So instead of this being 100%, I'm going to change this to 95. Watch the face. I'm going to toggle it on and off. And what it does is it brings back some of the colors from the original. Just a tiny, tiny bit. That's all it needs. And that's pretty much it for this portion. Now, if the color was off, in case they had taken the picture elsewhere, make sure you choose that layer. I would go to Enhance, Color, Adjust Hue and Saturation, and now you can change the saturation of just that girl's face from nothing to too much. And you could also change the hue, balance, and everything. And as you can see, I like this right at about +5 in the saturation. That makes this face match the rest of the faces in this photo. And that's pretty much it for this tutorial. This is Rich, calling it quits, saying over and out.